everyone, it's Echo Music here, and I am back for my second 911 Lone Star episode review. Today we are going to be talking about episode 4-2 titled The New Hot Mess, and let me tell you, this was an episode. I loved it so much. I mean, I love it when an episode can make you feel so many different feelings, and this episode did that for me. I mean, I was laughing up a storm, I was shocked, I was scared, I was angry, I was sad. There were so many emotions running through this episode, and I think it might be in my top 5 favorite episodes of all time. I don't think it was enough to break through my number 1 favorite, which is 3-4 Push, but I think this could land in the top 5 somewhere. So let's get started.
Hey! Hey!
What? You aware that your wife's in the house?
Well, it's my house. I paid for it.
Okay, it's Mitch, right? Mitch, listen to me. I've had 2 divorces. I know things can get ugly. But it can get a lot uglier if somebody gets hurt or worse.
I suppose she told you the judge gave her the house?
It really didn't come up.
Well, it's a lie. The judge said she could stay in the house. So fine.
Okay, over the target.
Lila, are you near the skylight?
Yeah, I'm looking right at it.
Move.
So we start out the episode with a man stealing his ex-wife's house while his ex-wife is inside. I mean, this was nuts. I think I mentioned last week that I wasn't really feeling the thrills and the rescues of that episode, but this week was not the case. This rescue was just insane. I mean, they brought in a helicopter that Marjan descended upon into the house to get the ex-wife. I mean, Marjan is a badass. We all love her. I think the only thing that would have made this even better was if they had Carlos there. I mean, they brought in SWAT, they brought in Sergeant O'Brien. I mean, where was Carlos? Come on, I'm clearly craving to have an arrest from him. We haven't seen it yet this season.
Well, it is Texas.
We have reason to believe your new pals are planning an attack here in Austin. Ever heard of ANFO?
Ammonium nitrate fuel oil mixture?
6 weeks ago, truckload was hijacked outside of Laredo.
Timothy McVeigh used 4,800 pounds of it to take down the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building in Oklahoma City. This truck was carrying 3 times that amount.
If you think they have this, what do you need me for? Go get a warrant and get it.
We don't have quite enough for a warrant yet.
And that's why we're asking for your help. We want you to plant this.
Ooh, is this a...
An RF transmitter.
It's teeny weensy.
We need someone who can walk into that roadhouse without questions being asked. That someone is...
So in the first episode, we found out that Owen and his new buddies, well, his new buddies are some sort of separatist group that are planning an attack. So the FBI wants Owen to go undercover and plant this device to spy on the honor dogs. Well, when Owen is at the bar planting this device, guess who he runs into? Sergeant O'Brien. Now, we met Sergeant O'Brien last season in episode 3-7 when they had this big old baseball game that turned into a brawl between PD and fire. And I didn't like Sergeant O'Brien that episode, but I mean, he turned out okay by the end. They made up. Everything was okay. Well, Sergeant O'Brien is part of this separatist group. I mean, come on. How can you be a cop and be a part of this? It's so wrong. Well, then, by the end of the episode, you find out that Sergeant O'Brien has gotten into Owen's house and has found the device that Owen planted at the bar. So I'm like, this is great. This just got 10 times worse. And I think Owen needs to invest in some sort of security system for his house because, I mean, it seems like a lot of people are breaking into his house. I think Sadie did last season, if I remember correctly. And now Sergeant O'Brien. And Sergeant O'Brien wants to take him on a motorcycle ride. So I'm a little nervous to see what's going to happen next episode with this ride. Now, I think the thing that sucks about this storyline so much is that, you know, TK is going through it with his fiance. He's pretty stressed out. And Owen's not there. Again, Owen's too busy with his own problems that he's constantly getting himself into that he can't even be there for his own son. So I hope, you know, I really wish the relationship between TK and Owen can become better. I mean, it just feels like Owen is constantly neglecting there. So I hope in the future we can make up a little bit and this storyline and everything else will be okay at the end, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now let's chat about Tommy. Now, I'm really digging this Tommy storyline. I'm so happy that they've given her another love interest. I think I mentioned that in the last video. And you saw last episode that Tommy came on to her pastor. And so Tommy has this sort of dilemma, and she's trying to get wisdom from Grace. And, you know, Grace is amazing. And she's always coming in hot with all this incredible advice. I mean, we love Grace. Who doesn't love Grace? I think Tommy's overthinking this thing. I mean, she's thinking so much to the future about this. Like, oh, I don't know if I want to get married again, you know, what's going to happen? I'm with a pastor. But like, come on, like, it's so new. You just met the guy. Let's just go out and have some fun. I mean, he's clearly a great guy. He has a kid that would probably be great friends with your daughters. I mean, I think she's just overthinking it, and I think she's just worried about it getting serious when it doesn't need to be serious right now. Like, just give it some time. So Tommy agreed to have dinner with Trevor, which is awesome. But then a few scenes later, you find out that she is having a sex dream with Trevor. Now, first of all, I just want to say, hot damn. I mean, Tommy looked amazing. I mean, the styling department nailed it to a T. She looks so freaking good. And on top of that, I'm kind of loving this naughty Tommy. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. Now, so then she goes and asks Owen for advice. Now, I would not ask Owen for advice. Unless you need help fighting a fire, then I would probably ask him for advice. But anything else, I would not do, because she listens to his advice. Not Grace's. She listens to him. And the dinner does not go as expected. So let's watch that.
Girls, dinner.
Hello, Urban Parks.
Hey,
Hey, Rev, just get comfortable. Sit down wherever
yes,
you want.
sir. All right. Well, all right. All right.
Well, hope everybody's hungry.
Ooh.
I mean, seriously, Tommy, you had to bring Grace and Judd as your third and fourth wheel. I mean, this is embarrassing. Trevor just wanted to have dinner with you, and you just blew it completely out of proportion and completely screwed it up. Now, thankfully, he's giving you a second chance. I mean, I don't know if Tommy should have deserved it, but I am happy she did. Now, please, Tommy, don't screw it up. I really want you to be happy.
That was the other coma.
How many comas have you been in?
Oh, just the 3, but only 2 since I moved to Texas, so yeah.
That seems like a lot of comas.
Yeah, it's a bit more than average.
Iris, TK and I want to get married because we love each other. And because we want to spend the rest of our lives together. It's no more complicated than that.
It is a little more complicated, because you're already married.
Which is why you're here.
That's true. Divorce papers?
Yes, yes. Here you go.
Thank you.
Here's a pen.
I don't need a pen, I have pens.
What? You're not gonna sign it now.
No, I need you to read it, think it over.
What is there to think about?
Are you guys gonna eat those? I don't see you doing a lot of carbs.
You can take them.
You want a bag or?
No, I'm good.
Oh.
Carlos, let's do this again sometime.
Now let's talk about my favorites, Tarlos. So at the beginning of the episode, we see Iris come over to the tar loft to meet TK, and this scene had me cackling up a storm. I mean, you had Iris pushing TK's buttons, you had TK getting all sassy on her, and then you got Carlos over there like, what the frick is going on? Like, it was just hilarious. And I probably shouldn't, though, have been laughing at the amount of comas TK has been in, but 3 is a lot of comas. I mean, how can you keep getting yourself into that much danger? I mean, TK's got is like a cat. He's got 9 lives. I think the thing is, though, I'm very curious. I mean, we know the 2 comas that he's been in when he's been in Texas, but what is the 3rd? What happened? I mean, what happened when he was in New York City? I'm curious. I'm really curious. Now, and then I'm like dying of laughter too, because you see Iris take all the croissants, and instead of putting them in a bag, she puts them in her purse. Like, mad props to filming that scene, because if I was the actor filming that, I probably wouldn't be able to stop laughing. I mean, it was so freaking funny. This scene was great. I think the only thing that made me super angry is Iris didn't sign the divorce papers. I mean, come on, Iris, sign the divorce papers. How hard can it be?
Why won't you sign the divorce papers?
Because if I file for divorce, it would be saying that we were married and we weren't. I mean, not really. It would be a mistake to say that we were. Besides, you shouldn't be Carlos's second marriage. You should be his first. And his last.
What are you saying?
I thought that was obvious.
No, not really.
I'm saying I don't think we should get a divorce. I think we should get an annulment. Our marriage wasn't real, but yours will be.
Thank you.
Just please don't sit me next to a Gemini at the wedding. They make me jumpy.
No Geminis. Hey, one more thing. When you said I was exactly what you expected, just curious, what'd you mean by that?
Oh, that you're a hot mess.
So now we see that TK actually goes to visit Iris. Now, I am really happy that we got this scene between them two. I mean, TK could have easily taken a step back and let Carlos fix this situation, but he didn't. This to me shows complete level of commitment, TK. I mean, TK is head over heels in love with Carlos, and he's gonna do whatever he can to make this situation right, because they are a team and they love each other completely and they want to spend the rest of their lives together. And I think that's amazing. And we find out that Iris thinks that they shouldn't get a divorce, but they should get an annulment. Now, I was secretly in the back of my mind hoping that that would be the case because, like I said, it didn't seem like they were really married. So now this means that TK can be Carlos' first and last marriage, and I'm super happy about this. Now, the kind of sad part about this scene is at the end, TK asks what Iris meant when Iris said that he is exactly what she expected. Now, it turns out Iris thinks he's a hot mess. And this leads to one of my favorite Tarlo scenes that I have seen. It's super beautiful. Let's go ahead and watch it.
When you married Iris, did you feel like you can fix her or save her from her illness?
First off, when I married Iris, she wasn't showing any signs of schizophrenia. And I already told you, TK, when I married Iris, I was the project. I was trying to fix myself. But I was trying to fix something that wasn't actually broken.
When did you figure that out?
Probably the day I met you.
Shut up. So you don't think I'm a hot mess?
Oh no, you're a hot mess. But you're my hot mess.
I hate you.
Yeah.
So let's talk about my homeboy Carlos first. Now, when he talked about him being a project that ended up not needing fixing, that really hit home to me. Now, last episode I mentioned that I grew up in the church and I am queer, and I used to think that I couldn't be both. You know, I'm always told in the church, you know, that being queer is wrong, and it's not the case at all. And it took me getting out into the real world and meeting other people like me to find out that I am beautiful and I'm okay just who I am, and that I can be both. I can be queer and I can be a person of faith. And I think this message is important for so many people, especially in the LGBTQ plus community. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are beautiful. You are not a mistake. You matter. And thank you, Carlos, for, you know, providing this message to so many people, because it really is profound. Now let's shift over onto TK. Man, the growth on TK. I mean, TK nailed this episode from top to bottom. You see the sassiness, the emotion. Mad props to Ronan, who plays TK. He did an incredible job with him this episode, and I was truly, truly impressed by him. Now, I really was happy that TK was able to talk about what was bothering him. Now, if you remember back when, like, when the show first started, and you remember like episode 1, 2, the dinner scene between Carlos and TK. I mean, TK ran out. He couldn't talk about what was bothering him. And to see this growth on TK is seriously so impressive. And TK, out of all the characters, he has had the most character development. It is incredible, and I'm really happy to see what's going to happen in the next couple of episodes, because at the end you find out that Iris is missing. Now, this is probably going to be hard on Carlos. So I'm curious to see how TK is going to react to it and see how he deals with that. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions on were this episode. I love to read them all and see what you guys thought about. And also give a shout out to my cute dog. I like to say she has the Carlos cow eyes, if you remember those big soulful brown eyes that absolutely wreck you. Yeah, that's my dog. So again, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more.